you ready to kickstart your week with some dirt slinging and tire slaying action motorsports radio that packs the biggest guests?
Hi, Ken Block here.
Hey, my name's Jolene Van Butte.
What's up, Brian Deegan?
Vaughn Ginn Jr. here.
They've been thrown into one show that has broken down the barriers of what a motorsports radio show should be. This is the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, with support from General Tire, KMC Wheels, Dirtfish, Gibson Exhaust, and MTX Audio, with your host, who also happens to spend his weekends flying 800 horsepower trucks through the dirt, Jim Beaver.
When was the last time you saw an off-road or rally driver begging to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR IndyCar? Yep, not happening, but you sure see these pavement racers begging to drive our cars.
And his partner in crime every week, a self-proclaimed Canadian moto chick who was jumping triples and taking podiums before most guys have learned to ride, Amy Hood.
No one knows how to say my last name. Like, is it really that hard? Amy Hood, like I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted.
Sit back, strap in, and be prepared to join us as we take you through a motorsports ride like no other. Here is the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other, Jim Beaver.
Good morning. Welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Man, we have one heck of a fun show, and I mean fun like capital F-U-N, fun today. Good friend Sara Price calling in, dropping some bombshells this morning, something I've had to bite my tongue on for about 2 or 3 weeks now. And good friend Jim Riley from Azunia Tequilla, he's on the line, making his Down and Dirty Radio Show debut. We got Bill Hynes from United Fiber and Data Racing, man behind the company. He races SST, he races EXR, he sponsors Marco Andretti. They're involved with Indy cars, pretty much everything Andretti does. I mean, he's just a guy behind the scenes in motorsport, making things happen. He's a big part of Sara Price's deal. I don't know, fun list, Hood. Fun list.
Yeah, I'm excited. We always got a good lineup every week, so I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun one. Also, going to be talking some news. We got some big stuff coming out of motocross. Chad Reed and Cooper Webb finding some new homes for 2017. We got some news on Bryce Menzies. Talk a little K-Rob backflip in Providence. And I don't know, man. We got a ton to talk about. We're locked and loaded today. 2 hours of A-plus radio coming at you. Stay tuned. After this commercial break, we're going to kick things off.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When RJ Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle and Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here. And before we kick things off, I gotta say, I mentioned last week on air, Dirtfish Rally School. Obviously, I was up there. We did the Dirtfish Rally edition of the show, yearly thing that I always look forward to doing. But we've got the coupon code I was telling you guys about, 15% off all classes at Dirtfish Rally School. And those of you who want to get in on the deal, if you're anything from a 2-hour class to 3 full days, use the code JBDirtfish. That's JBDirtfish. When you guys register online, boom, knocks 15% off. And when you're talking sometimes $3,000 and $4,000 classes, that is a chunk of change. So definitely use JB Dirtfish. And now the housekeeping's done, Hood. I got to say, we got a lot to talk about, but I want to mention something right as we kick things off. A mutual friend of ours hit me pretty hard this weekend, yesterday actually. Jacqueline Carrizosa, we just call her Jackie, Bro Jack as she's known online. She was actually supposed to be on air today with us. Her and I had been talking. She was getting ready to be the first woman ever to solo Vegas to Reno on a dirt bike. Not an easy task. She was training in SoCal, I believe, and got clipped by a car. And I don't know. I know you've been talking to some people close. What's the latest update we've got on Jackie?
Yeah, I mean, when you gave me the call, Jim, I was pretty shocked because, Jackie's not only a beautiful, talented, and amazing person, she's so well known on social media and through all the people that she meets and touches. She's a veteran, former military, and, turned moto rider, which I love. But, I had the chance to meet Jackie years ago, and we instantly bonded. And anytime I'm in Vegas, she picks me up at the airport with her puppy, and we have an awesome weekend. But, I made the post, and I had tons of her friends and family kind of contacting me and messaging me right away, giving me some updated information. So anybody who knows Jackie, the update is that she was actually riding her road bike training in California and got hit by a truck. And she's in the hospital right now at Palm Springs Hospital in intensive care with a broken back. And she had some serious damage to her kidney. Has not lost it yet, but it's not doing very well. But, I mean, in hindsight with everything, the broken back is a terrible thing, but she has feeling in her legs, which is, the most positive, great outcome. I mean, she's tons of rehab and treatment to go through, but, and rehabilitation, but the fact that she has feeling in her legs is just outstanding. I'm so happy. You see a post of an injured rider or a friend, and you always are, you're so worried to kind of know the extent of the injury. And so when when I hear that she got hit by a vehicle, it's really serious and really scary. And for everybody out there, just please send your love and wishes and positive vibes to my friend Jackie and a lot of our friends too. So
yeah, just crazy. I mean, here's a girl and everybody follows her, and you think she's Superwoman. I mean, a gun instructor, military veteran.
She is Superwoman.
Yeah, I mean, she literally, the girl is Superwoman. I know I posted something, because she's raising this money for charity, and people were posting, underneath, she's wife material and all this, and I was laughing. I was getting a chuckle out of it. But seriously though, I mean, the sad part is she does all this badass stuff. She's risked her life for our country. She races dirt bikes across the state of Nevada, and she's riding a bicycle and gets, to me, it's such an oxymoron, and so glad that, she's not paralyzed, and obviously she's got a tough road ahead of her, but thoughts and prayers definitely with her, and we'll keep you guys updated on the show, and, man, I don't know, caught me off guard, especially when she was going to be on air this week, just totally caught me out of left field.
I know, it's really sad, and the worst thing about it is that I heard the driver of the vehicle actually didn't stop. And, that says something about people nowadays. Like, they're just, ridiculous and cruel and heartless, but switching sides, so many people jumped to donate to, the family and made posts and shared and are there for Jackie and supporting. So, in such a crappy situation, and it's cool to see the moto community and military community too. I've been following the posts. I've been, seeing all the stuff that Jackie's been tagged, and it's really cool to see everybody coming together to support, any of our fallen riders. It's amazing, truly.
Yeah, for sure. So gotta switch things to a little bit lighter note here, but I don't know if you had the chance. Obviously, I've been watching the Olympics a ton. I know I gave the disclaimer a week ago.
Remember, I have a very different type of coverage of Olympics than you guys do because we obviously cover the Canadians.
And also we cover the Americans, and I hate it because I want to see, people from Australia, the UK, Canada. It's like we just get these stories on the U.S., Olympians. I'm like, I want everything.
Yeah, I know, definitely. And we do great coverage too. I mean, we're always pro Canada, but it's really cool to see some of these amazing stories. But okay, I can't just make me a terrible person, but I love going online and looking at going on YouTube or like certain Instagram pages where they kind of mock all the funny faces or like epic Olympic fails and like all the funny things that happen at the Olympics. Oh my goodness, Braden and I were last night actually on just creeping like fail Olympic videos. It's so funny. Did you see the two divers?
We got to pause here. I think that's the first time in a year you've mentioned his name on the show live.
Oh yeah, whatever. I keep my stuff personal.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Brave, yeah. B Money, you are famous now, my friend.
Yeah, poor B Money. So much hate on social media. This is why I can't post anything about him. We went to a social, and it was for our friend who has a sick child. And me and my friend wanted to dress up. We never dress up. I'm always wearing moto gear or like bathing suits. And so I wanted to dress up, and the guys were like, "This is like the lamest, like city fun." It's not lame, but there's no reason to dress up. It's just all of our close friends, and it's a small community, and there was no reason to dress up, and everyone was hating on them for dressing in plaid and whatever, regular clothes, and here us girls are, like, dressed to the nines. They should have been making fun of us. But, I can't post anything or talk about them because people just, are out for blood. Poor guy.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude. I feel bad for the hate he gets, but
I know. Okay, well, unless I post a picture of him riding, because I have to say, I know we're kind of getting off topic about Olympics, but I want to continue moto for just a half a second. But I have to say, when we met a year ago, he couldn't even do like the finish line tabletop at our local track. Like just very beginner rider. It was like a first race ever. And now we went riding on the weekend, and he was hucking all the triples before I was. Like, what is this? How is this possible? Like, I cannot stand when guys progress a lot faster than girls. Or I think they just have bigger balls, which is probably true. But, yeah, it's pretty funny to see how far he's come in a year alone. But I think it's because he hits ramps and actually has that ability to kind of see a jump and know how hard you got to hit it. And if you have enough balls to hit a ramp, you can hit anything. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, I know we were talking Olympics, and I got to add, before we go to the break, though, I wanted to get it in this segment. Did you watch it all? And I don't know if you did. I know it was live here in the States. I don't know if it was up there. But Kevin Robinson, BMX legend, came out of retirement, set the world record for longest backflip on a BMX bike.
Oh, my. I haven't seen this.
Oh, it was live, mixed into all this Olympic coverage. ESPN X Games drops this live 30-minute deal with K-Rob in Providence, Rhode Island, his hometown. He comes out of retirement. He balled it up on the asphalt the first jump. I guess the record was at 70 feet. He needed to clear farther than that. He was getting towed in by a motorcycle, got a speed wobble, and hit the ramp, came up short, balled it up like I would have seriously been done, walked away. The guy gets up, road rash and all, goes back to his bike. They move the start line back like 20 feet, and I go, this takes some balls right there. He gets towed into the ramp, comes up, boom, sets a record, 85-foot backflip, and it was gnarly on a bike. You talk about dirt bikes, 85 feet's nothing. On a bicycle, that's a huck. Big props out to K-Rob. We got to take a short commercial break. We come back, Amy Hood and I, we got a lot of news to talk in the next segment, so hang tight. Definitely a whole lot more coming at you here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris RZR XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here. And so we got, we got like a roughly 12-minute segment here, Hood. So I'm going to take the first half, and I'm going to talk a little off-road, and then we're going to take the second half, and then we can talk all things moto. How's that work?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. So we got all kinds of news to pack in, and so, yeah, we just we got to get everything out on the table. But first off, got to say, big news coming out of my buddy Bryce Menzies. Good and bad, depends on if you're a short course fan or not. But we all know Bryce has got that world record world record jump that he's working on, where he's going to jump over the town, the ghost town in New Mexico, coming up in a couple of weeks. I know we're going to work on getting Bryce dialed in for the show. Been talking with Red Bull about that and Bryce, so I think we're going to have him on at some point, either before or after the jump. I don't know, but he posted up to social media. Thought I'd give it a shot, but it kind of leads us into where he's going with his career, which I like. Bryce, basically, he said he's withdrawing from the rest of the Lucas Oil off-road season, mainly because he's got a cracked kneecap. And his kneecap, he says it's making it difficult to drive for long, extended periods of time. And with the Baja 1000 coming up in November, he really wants to be able to compete for a win, so he needs to get surgery on his kneecap. But in order to do that, it would mean he's going to miss the last 2 rounds of short course. So basically, he's got Vegas to Reno coming up. This weekend he's going to do that. He's got the jump the weekend after that. He's doing that. I guess he's racing Crandon the weekend after that. So he'll be on. He'll be fired on all 8 the next 3 weeks. Then he's having surgery on the kneecap. And then there's going to be a couple of months of recovery for that, and then he'll have Baja 1000. And he did go over to Hungary and race in the Hungarian Baja event, which is basically the same FIA series that runs Dakar as a tune-up for Dakar. So I think we are going to see Bryce, not official yet, but he's been killing it, like literally destroying the competition over there in that series. First American that I know of to really go over there. But it sounds like Bryce is going to be running Dakar this year. Sounds like Pete Mortensen. Everybody in off-road knows Pete. Guy is, just, I don't want to say legendary, but he's legit. Sounds like Pete's been sitting right seat with him. So, I don't know, good news and bad news coming out of the Menzies camp. If you like watching him in short course, bummer for you. But it sounds like he's going to be doing Dakar, and he's going to be doing the Baja 1000, so he needs to sit out for a bit just to get the knee squared away and get some surgery on that. So he's got a banger of 3 weeks between Vegas, Reno, Crandon, and his world record jump, and then going to take some time off. So hopefully we get him on air soon, and we'll get all the details. But that's what's new from Bryce. And then also got to talk, coming out of the Menzies camp, Bryce's teammate Jesse Jones, a good friend of mine. Jesse is teaming up with our good friend Toby Price in a trophy truck for the Baja 1000. So Toby Price,
I saw that.
Yeah, so Toby, he raced the Fink race in a trophy truck down there, did the double on the bike and in the trophy truck. In car, I watched, and Toby was ridiculously fast in a trophy truck. Bike guys generally transition well that have done long distance, motorcycle racing, but Toby was ridiculously fast at the Fink. Sounds like Jesse Jones took notice. Obviously, he's in the Menzies camp. There's a Red Bull tie in there. Jesse, not a Red Bull athlete. Bryce is. Bryce and Toby friends. Sure, that's how that got mixed up, but Toby going to be running the Baja 1000 with Jesse Jones. I mean, this is an elite level effort. He's got a chance at a podium there, with Jesse. So pretty big news if you're an off-road fan. Toby Price coming to play here in North America, and I got to tell you, I dig it. Toby's a solid guy, and we are going to have to get Toby back on air very soon, Amy.
Oh, definitely. He was so fun. Other than I could barely understand him.
Yeah, well, he gets so excited, you know what I mean? And he's just an excitable guy, and it's like it's on then. The Australian accent comes out, and it's I can only imagine when you get the Aussies drinking. Then it gets I'm sure it gets really tough to understand, right?
Yeah, and I know it's super funny. I could only imagine. I got to get him and Cynthia together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you guys, Cynthia's my French-Canadian friend from Quebec who drives for Monster Much. But when she gets excited or a couple drinks in her, she just starts talking French. I can barely understand her, and she's a hoot.
Yeah, no, she's an absolute sweetheart. And it's funny, though, because I know her well, and you sit there and you're face-to-face with her, or even when I had her on the show, like she's got really good at interviews just because I think with Monster Jam she's done a lot of them, but you get there face-to-face, and you've got to really watch what she says, and she's got that heavy French accent, and it's good, but like you said, she gets excited, and it all goes out the window. It's like, you stay calm, Cynthia, stay calm.
Yeah, I know, it's super funny.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's all I got on the off-road front. Obviously, we're going to talk a little Vegas to Reno and some Lucas Oil later on, and a couple of our quick hit news. But I don't want to. What's that?
I said, Two-Wheel Tuesday, let's talk some moto.
I know. Well, first off, you and I know we both get amped for this, but X Games Real Moto edits dropped last week. I've watched like half of them. I'll be honest, I haven't watched all of them. The first two I always go to are Renner and Twitch.
Yeah, oh my gosh, Renner and Twitch for sure. And it's funny because they're all pumping each other's up too. Like,
yeah.
They're like, man, you got to check out this guy. Like, it's super cool. They're all getting blown away. I've only seen also Renners and Twitches as well. Twitch is the one who is in, jumping off the houses and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. I got to sit down and watch them all because last time when I did, I was just absolutely blown away. But, let's save it to talk about Real Moto next weekend. So we can each get the opportunity to check it out. But, just to recap this weekend, it was Unadilla, one of my favorite tracks. Super awesome, super technical, and it was embarrassing. Ken Roxon spanked everybody. He had over a minute lead over Eli Tomac in the first moto. It was just absolutely insane. And, these Europeans with this radical, gnarly riding style prevail. Ken Roxon, Marvin Musquin going 1-2, and Eli Tomac picking up in third place. But I think the most exciting announcement this week has been the Nations announcement. I mean, with Dungey being out, actually Dungey decided he did not want to do the Nations, I think it was. Like, he wants to continue healing and
smart move. I don't blame him,
Yeah, oh, totally. I totally agree on that. And then I never know who they're going to pick. I mean, Dungey's always kind of a shoe-in, but it was a little up in the air, and I knew hands down that Cooper Webb would for sure be all over that. He loves racing in the off-season. He likes doing anything he can to stick it to everybody else in the world. The guy likes to be on top. But, I mean, good choice with Alex Martin. Alex, he's been over to the Nations last year with his brother Jeremy, and I think it's weird going only with two guys, but I think it's a solid lineup. A lot of people don't like racing in the off season. As soon as nationals are done, take a break. They head on vacation, go somewhere nice, and relax. I mean, it's only a short break between the end of outdoors and Supercross season, and either they need to heal up and recharge, or take a break and walk away completely and just forget about motocross altogether for at least a month. I think it is, or I think they have 2 weeks between. It's a really short time frame, but
well, and then you throw in now you got Straight Rhythm and Monster Energy Cup and all this. It's like there's so much they throw in the off season now.
There's no break. I mean, it's a full year career, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, you totally got to switch gears too from outdoors to Supercross. So a lot of people like to take a break, and I think Straight Rhythm's a cool event, but not enough of the top dudes participate in it. It'd be cool to see, a little bit of a bigger lineup at Straight Rhythm. But yeah, I love the Nations. I had the opportunity to check it out when it was in Colorado, and just wow, it's so cool seeing all the nations come together and all the countries, and it's such a fun event, and there's a lot of culture and a lot of pride, and it's cool. I love it. And it's always weird to see who Canada sends because we never do very good. That sounds so bad, but yeah. We just wrapped up the Canadian Championship too. Davey Millsap coming to Canada and cleaning up and winning the MX1 Championship here in my home and native land. Kind of sad, but good for him.
Good for Davey. Maybe he had a bit of an up and down year. Maybe it's, got him excited, got the ego back up there. Maybe we'll see him, come out of the box in Supercross next year and, guns a-blazing. I don't know.
Well, he did 1 year. I mean, that's all sometimes people need is that little confidence. And it seems like when people run out, they come and race the Canadian Nationals.
Yeah. So one other bit of news, and I know it was about a week old or something like that. Wanted to get your feeling on it, but big news is so Reed and I believe Cooper Webb signed with Yamaha for 2017 Supercross season. Webb going to be with them both outdoors and Supercross. Reed just signed a Supercross only deal. I thought we saw the last of Reed. Thought he was going to retire. Bam, he's back for another year. I'm kind of excited about that.
They must have paid him a good chunk of money, but Chad Reed is an outstanding Supercross rider. The only thing that worries me is just how tough Supercross is. When you hit the ground hard, and I know that's kind of what he's been dealing with and struggling with is just the injuries and, the toll that Supercross takes on your body. And I hope he has a consistent year this year. I mean, he was so close to winning that championship, and he kept the racing so interesting, and the crowd was going insane. The fans loved it. The spectators were just, all for Chad Reed in 2016. And I just think that, him racing in 17 is going to make for one heck of a show every weekend. And I love watching him race. I love watching him stick it to the young guys. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I love when he brings Kate out in opening ceremonies. Everyone just goes crazy. He really knows how to put on a good show and, represents the sport well now. So good for him. I'm glad to see him racing. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see him back.
It's not the same without him.
No.
I know he's older, but he doesn't seem that old. And, a lot of my favorite guys are not around anymore. Who knows what James Stewart's going to be doing. And, it's boring just watching Ken Roxon and Brian Dungey battle it out every weekend. I love seeing Chad in the mix.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a short commercial break, and we come back. Jim Riley, my General Tire teammate, going to be on the line talking some Vegas to Reno. All that and more still to come.
I'm Polaris rider Lee Valley, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris RZR XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
Life is all about sound. The sound of sports. The sound of the racetrack. And the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, joined on the line by my good friend Jim Riley, also known as Azunia. Jim, what is happening, Jim?
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a nice warm day out here in sunny Southern California.
Dude, you guys have been, SoCal is always warm, Arizona, we're always a bake oven. And when we get really high up there, I always wonder about SoCal. But you guys have been hitting, well over 100-degree temps, man. That's pretty toasty for you guys, especially around the beach area.
Yeah, and you know how we are out here in California. We're pretty light-footed, so we're having a hard time with it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I spent a week like in San Diego. This is a couple years back. I used to always vacation there like a week every summer. Get a place right on the beach and literally surf every day and things like that. Well, there was one week and it was like a heat wave in it was right there on Mission Beach. It was like a heat wave where it was like upper 90s. And none of those houses have air conditioning because you're right on the beach, right?
Yeah, true story. I don't know who came up with that idea, but it really it doesn't work that well, right?
Dude, everybody was going to Targets and Walmarts and looking for like box fans and stuff, and they were literally sold out. The entire like county of San Diego was sold out of these fans, and like there was one random guy, everybody knew they were sold out. He had found like 6 or 8 of them. I don't know if he drove up to LA or what, but he was sitting in a parking lot with a big sign, box fans, and he was charging like $200 for these $20 fans, and people were buying it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, the good news is it's a great reminder of how hot it's going to be for Vegas to Reno.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh. That's like when you go to Vegas and you go to a club in Vegas and all the girls are wearing like 30-inch heels, and by the end of the night they have the little lady sitting in the girls' bathroom selling $5 sandals for $30. You better believe that at Mid 400, I was one of those girls that bought those $30 flip-flops because my feet were killing me.
I always wondered where you guys got those flip-flops from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I got to give props to you. I know, you and I have been friends for a long time, and, it's not like you've ever been, a big guy, but, dude, you have, I know, talking about Vegas to Reno and the heat, I know you've, soloed this race before, but, dude, you've been getting into shape and dropping some pounds and putting on some muscle. You've been working your ear off, buddy.
Yeah, well, there's a couple factors there. One is I've got 2 little girls, I've got a few years on my wife, and I want to stay young for them, so that's a great motivator. But too, and both you guys can attest to this, the endurance that's required to do the sports that we're involved with is absolutely critical to be successful. And the class that we're in, the 6100 class, is so competitive. Any extra advantage that you can put forth is going to pay dividends. And for me, we've got a truck that's been perfected over the years. We've got all the spare parts we need finally this year. And it's just, you start looking at yourself and like, what can I do better? And I'm so glad that Amy's on the line today because she offered some great advice on some nutritional supplements. This isn't a commercial, but, the product that she represents at First Form, that I've just been so impressed with the quality of the product getting me into shape. And the advice that Amy gave me, my trainer's like, dude, you're making leaps and bounds. So thank you so much, Amy, and the company that you represent.
For you. You know, and the thing is you say that any advantage is, going to help for this race, and people don't understand, going to the gym, getting up, forcing yourself to get out there, you don't have to get every result you're looking for, but the mental result that has on your racing and your racing mentality is leaps and bounds. Like, people don't understand what working out and getting physically ready does for you to become mentally ready. And I always think that, those hours that I spend in the gym, my opponent maybe is not. And I take that to the line, and I am just ready and rocking to go. I know that I'm physically ready, so I'm going to be able to put it out there on the track 10 times harder just because I'm confident. And what working out really does for your confidence, in the racing world is huge. And, you already sound like you're mentally ready there for your Vegas to Reno. I think you're going to kill it.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, Jim, I posted an article. It's actually on the Best in Desert site. It's basically about hydration. I've been working with hydration partners the last 4 years. The one I'm currently with is a company called GQ6. And I think what's so important about that, and the reason why I requested Best in Desert posted on their site, is that as we've heard the stories of this year's Baja 500 and some of the injuries that occurred because of the lack of hydration, and lack of preparation. I mean, even some of the big players out there, the stories were that, even BJ so much on his page put, hey, I had to pull over because I was dehydrated. People need to be hydrating. I hope they're listening to the show today because it's Tuesday. They should be hydrating starting today for Friday's race.
Yeah, at a minimum.
And if there's a product out there that they want to go get and enhance their hydration, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I run GQ6 out of GNC, but even just basic water and good supplements, potassiums and sodiums and stuff to keep themselves ready for Friday's race. It's going to be hot out there, and people really should heed the advice.
Yeah,
absolutely. That is fantastic advice. People neglect hydrating, and like you said, it's not the night before or the day of. It's Monday, Tuesday, starting for that weekend.
Yeah. Well, and you and I both know, Jim, I mean, off-road, there's lots of parties, and things like that. And I don't know how many times, Vegas to Reno, usually I start getting into my hydration cycle about 2 weeks out, and progressively getting into it. And then about a week out, it's strictly nothing but, clear fluids and things like that. But a lot of these guys, like, you'll see them in, 2 nights before the race, they're getting just their drink on and getting tuned up and then, come contingency, they're standing out in an asphalt parking lot and they're drinking water and, I'll be all right for tomorrow. And I'm like, dude, you are already done. It's you can't start the day before. And it's just, it doesn't work that way, and you watch these MMA fighters and, and their hydration process and things like that. There's so much. It's cool. You've been working with hydration companies. There's so much. It's not just drinking water. There's so much that goes into it,
Well, you can actually drink too much water, and that's just as bad for you as not drinking in it at all. And that's often the mistake that people make out in a race. They pull into a pit, they just drink water, and they forget about the supplements that their body's releasing. And again, I wrote a big article working with my hydration company that's posted up on Best in Desert. If you're listening, take the time to check that out and be informed about what hydration is and what you need. I've had somebody pass out of my car from dehydration at Vegas to Reno 4 years ago. Somebody that knew better promised me he was hydrating morning of the race, told me he did not, and he was chugging water. I said, well, it's too late. Let's hope we don't have a problem. And we did. It took him 30 minutes to get him back into shape after they pulled him out of the car, and my team was comprised of firemen, and they put him on an IV, and it took 30 minutes for him to just be able to get up. So, heed the warning, go out there, get hydrated, be prepared for the race. You'll be mentally stronger and healthier, and we want people to finish healthy, right?
Yeah, well, and with transition gears, but I do want to add one thing. People who, we're not just blowing smoke here. I remember Score, the Henderson 250. I was in super uber good shape back then, and running 7-8 miles a day and in the gym 5 days a week. But I was in super good shape. I ended up winning that race. I think I was one of only 2 guys that soloed it, and it was only a 250-mile race. But we ran it in July on a dry lake bed in Vegas. And when we started, there was temps on the dry lake bed of 132 degrees. I lost 13 pounds in that 250-mile race. I weighed myself in the gym the morning of the event, and afterwards, when I got back to the hotel, I weighed myself, lost 13 pounds in one race. So you don't think this stuff is brutal? It's nasty, man.
Yeah, well, that's water weight too. That's probably important weight that you needed.
You're
not losing 13 pounds of fat in a hot race, right? I wish that was the case.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? I'll be racing every day of the week.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. No, switching gears, talking Vegas to Reno, though, buddy. 6,100, we've talked about this before. Dude, this class, you were a big part of, getting this thing kick-started. But you guys, I would say you've got Trick Truck, you've got 6,100, you've got Class 10 and the UTV class. Those are the 4 biggest classes in off-road right now. And, man, there's no easy race with you guys in 6,100.
No, it's amazing, coming off of Laughlin, how close all the times were. Between first and 10th place, it was less than 7.5 minutes in a 2-day race. It's pretty impressive how close everybody is. And, I remember clearly at Laughlin how hard we were pushing the car just to stay up front. And the second you let off any corner, the next guy's right behind you, and that's what my expectation is for Vegas to Reno, especially the way the course is set up this year. We've got the first 100+ miles before we get into that speed zone. Everybody's going to be on the gas. We're going to get to the speed zone, get restarted. We're going to be on the gas again. Day one's going to be brutally competitive and exciting. And God, I haven't seen the latest count on the 6100 trucks, but I know we've got a lot of trucks out there.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the latest. I can probably pull it up, but it's crazy, crazy numbers you guys have. And how's this 2-day event? I mean, it's so weird because it's a long race, but now being broken into 2 days, it's like you had said. I mean, it's a sprint both days because, you're able to have some time at the end of the day to kind of re-prep the truck. I mean, it's gas on, game on the whole time. There's no letting the race come to you this go around.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just, having a few years under my belt now and being part of the old-timers class. I was talking to Lee Banning, who, of course, has been racing for many, many years, and he and I both like the long races, one day, give it all you got for as long as you can, and just take advantage of our knowledge of racing for all these years, whereas 2 days of sprint racing, it's going to be brutal, and you're going to have to map your days out accordingly, have a good pit plan, and really be able to get back after it day two, with 100% mentality. So I'm soloing it. I don't know what the other guys are doing it. Maybe they're breaking it amongst two drivers or something, but we'll see what that does for everybody. But there's no doubt it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I got to ask, too, General Tire, big sponsor of Vegas to Reno. I know we'll be doing a little radio live from General Tire on Thursday. But got to ask you, man, what do you think about this brand-new General Tire X3 that, I know I've seen them in person, but there's a few of them out in the wild. They're not really for sale to the general public. But what's your feedback on this tire, man? The thing is just amazing.
I've seen all the specs on it, and I've seen some video with it working. I haven't personally tested them yet. I know that there's a set coming my way. I'm excited about it. I've been happy with Generals. This is my 6th year running with the tires that they've been putting out. In the trophy lights, we had the grabbers. Now we got the red label grabbers. And I just have high expectations for anything those guys put out. I know they'll put a lot of work into it. So we'll see when they get here, but everything points in the right direction that they've hit the nail on the head again.
Yeah, for sure. So before we let you go, gotta ask, man, how's everything going with Azunia?
Always a good question. We're always happy to get it. Things are just rocking. We grew our business in California. We've always talked about how the Off-Road Nation's been very supportive of what we're doing. But now that's bled out across the country. We're in 40+ states, and the distribution network we're in just loves the product. We've got a new bottle out. If you haven't seen it, go to our website, Azunia.com. We also have a map on there now where you can find it through the map. Just punch in your zip code, and you'll see 40+ states just rocking and rolling. It's got me so busy, it's tough to juggle that and a couple babies and a race schedule, but somehow we managed to figure it out. So thank you for asking. It's going really well.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time today, Jim. I know we'll see you in a couple days out there at Vegas to Reno, but more than welcome all the time to come on air. I love having you, buddy.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Amy, thanks again for your advice on the supplements and everything. I'm actually needing to put in another order in today. So for all you racers out there, if you need some supplements, man, talk to Amy and her First Farm. So thanks, guys. I look forward to seeing you in Vegas.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jim.
Awesome.
Yeah, take care, buddy. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. We got some news coming at you after this. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host the Down and Dirty Radio Show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our RZR vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of RZR vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a RZR 170 like me, take the entire family out in a RZR XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new RZR XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris RZR. Check out the full Polaris RZR lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR.
Honey, did you know they're giving away $79,000 in guaranteed cash prizes for the Crazy Cash Harvest at the Blue Water Resort and Casino?
Oh, yeah. All new this time, every Saturday you can swipe your club card and we'll receive free grand prize drawing entries for the grand finale. One winner will win $25,000 on October 29th.
That's right. Plus, on Saturdays, a chance to win $3,000 in guaranteed cash prizes. Drawings every half hour from 2 to 6 p.m.
It's the Crazy Cash Harvest every Saturday, August 13th through October 29th. See the club for full details.
Kick off the summer at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Our gaming floor is packed with the hottest slot machines, table games, poker, and bingo. Earn points as you play and redeem your points for discounts at our restaurants, for free slot play, for lodging, and more. Plus, members of the club can participate in our promotions for a chance to win cash and prizes. Book your hotel at Blue Water today. Sunday to Thursday room rates start at $94.95 now to the end of summer based on availability.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, and going to talk a little Vegas to Reno, kind of quick hit on this entry list. When we went to break, Jim Riley just texted me as soon as he got off air, 32 6100 trucks entered now, 32 in class.
Holy.
Yeah, that's gnarly. Trophy truck or trick truck? I'm just looking down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I'm looking down the list, but I know it's over 40 at this point. UTVs, it's crazy. I mean, the who's who of UTV racing. I don't know. There's like 70 UTVs entered. I mean, I don't know. This is gnarlyhood. It's crazy. It was the longest off-road race in the United States, though. What can you say, man? Everybody comes out in full force, and got to give a shout-out to General Tire for helping, Best in the Desert make that happen. But just a gnarly interest. I know you talked about running this on a bike sometime.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to do the mid-400s first if I do anything. I'm not the most experienced desert rider. I mean, we don't have no desert here in Canada, but yeah, I think I'd need to do some serious training. I'd need to, link up with somebody and definitely figure out what I'm getting myself into first.
Yeah,
for sure.
Hopefully they bring bikes to Mint 400. They keep talking about it, man.
I know. And honestly, it works perfect timing, and the Mint actually falls on my birthday this year, or next year, sorry. So I feel like a great birthday present to myself would be to run the Mint 400 if they have dirt bikes in it this year, for sure. I'm so down. I'd love to.
Yeah, I hope they do too. I know there's some shorter races too, like the Blue Water Desert Challenge here in Parker. That's a short, like 30-mile loops. So there's some ways we could get you eased into this thing if we decided to do it. But yeah, we gotta.
I don't play well with others. I would totally want to try to do it by myself. Because if I suck, then I know it's I sucked on my own, and I don't have to play blame on anybody else. So I probably want to try to manhandle it on my own, too.
All right. We got to take a short commercial break. We come back. We got some Lucas Oil results brought to you by General Tire after this.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here. Going to get to some quick Lucas Oil results brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. They're up in action in Reno over the weekend, Wild West Motorsports Park, and rounds 11 and 12. And looking at Pro Buggy, it was Darren Hardesty, Kevin McCullough, Mike Valentine, your 1, 2, and 3. And then Pro Buggy, round number 12. It was all Kevin McCullough, then Garrett George, Mike Valentine with your 1, 2, and 3. Pro Light, round number 11 with Pro Light. Let's see if my computer wants to load here. It was Jarrett Brooks, General Tire, once again on the podium. Brock Heger and our good friend Ryan Beat with Gibson Exhaust, 1, 2, and 3. Round number 12 of Pro Light, it was Ryan Beat on the top step for Gibson Exhaust. Jeremy Twitch, Stenberg, and Jeff Hoffman with your 1, 2, 3. Jarrett Brooks just narrowly missing the podium there in his General Tire truck. Pro 2, round number 11, and it was Rob McCachran, my Polaris Razor teammate R.J. Anderson there on the podium in the second spot, and Carl Renezetter, and with the sweep in Pro 2, it was once again Rob McCachran. Jeremy McGrath, Showtime there on the podium, and R.J. Anderson with his second podium of the weekend in Pro 2. Big props goes out to R.J. Pro 4, the big dogs, and it was Kyle LeDuc finding the top step once again. He's become accustomed to it. Adrian Cheney and Bradley Morris. Love seeing the wild man up there on the podium. One of my favorite drivers, one of the most exciting anyways. Rob McCachran, Pro 4, making it 3 for 4 for Rob Mack, Eric Barron, and Kyle LeDuc, your 1, 2, and 3. So that was your results brought to you by General Tire for Lucas Oil Off-Road at Wild West Motorsports Park there in Reno. And, man, it was definitely a solid I love that track. Solid track up there. Always makes for exciting racing with that big ski jump they've got there. But also got to mention General Tire. They're going to be doing some dirt tracking with the Grabber with the ARCA Series coming up this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. And then they're going to be doing it again in 2 or 3 weeks, once again with the General Tire 100. So General Tire Grabber's going dirt tracking with the stock cars. Got to definitely look forward to that. We're going to take a short commercial break. We come back. Joe Duncan with Terracross. We got Sara Price on the line joining Amy Hood and I, and a whole lot more to come here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound of the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here. Got Joe Duncan and Sara Price on the line. Looks like Sara just dropped off some reason, but there we go. We got Sara Price on the line. Joe Duncan. Looks like Amy Hood. Man, we got all the lines. Got a, phone line massacre going on here, but I think everybody's here.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Sara? How's it going, girl? What's up, Amy? How are you? I'm awesome. I missed you. Yeah, I know. I miss you, too. It's been a while.
I know, but it looks like you've been killing it as per usual. But yeah, let's roll into this right away. I want to hear this big news. I obviously seen it on social media, but drop this massive bomb on us.
No, we gotta wait. We got like 10 minutes here. We're pushing that back. We're gonna keep everybody in suspense. No, we got Joe Duncan on the line here. We're talking some Terracross right now with Sara Price, your women's champ. I don't know, Joe Duncan, how you doing, buddy?
Really good, really good. Happy to have Sara on. Hey, Amy, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Hey,
Good,
Joe.
real good. Hi.
So Joe, I mean, we got Sara Price here, your women's champ, and I don't know. I was looking at the times from last year over this, over the past week when Sara and I don't know, we've been orchestrating this for like a month and a half now. I finally got her on air, so I'm pumped for that. But I was looking at the times, Joe, and I don't know, Sarah's back to defend her women's title, but I'm looking at the times thinking, man, you ought to be throwing her in that new turbo class or something.
Yeah, well, that's that class, the pro class is open to both men and women, and I think next season, I think Sarah was talking that she might want to go play up there, but she's going after that second championship. We got Jamie Luberg, our previous champion, coming back to try and go after it. But Sara, you got some speed, girl, and we love our Terracross women's class. And this year we have, I believe, 8 women right now scheduled, and I've got 3 more that are still trying to line up some sponsors and come on board. All of your Polaris Razor XB 1000 showed up, and boy, do they look sick.
I like the new colors, man. That's one thing I like about Polaris. You redo the colors every year, so it makes makes it pretty cool to just walk up. They all look different, even if it underneath a lot of it's the same.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So, Sarah, you ready to defend that championship at Terracross?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited to get back in one of the Terracross cars, and man, last year was a good time. I just, I had a blast, and honestly, the fact that the turbo class was open to male and female, I might be interested in that. Honestly, racing both classes if possible.
Hey, double duty.
Yeah, let's work on that here down the road. That's going to be awesome. I mean, obviously your times, and on these courses, you're right there at all times. With all classes. So yeah, I don't think you'd have an issue.
Just leave her out of.
On their toes a little more too.
Yeah, leave her out of this celebrity division, though. I don't want Sarah coming over to my class because I'll look like a fool. Just leave her out of there.
Yeah, I don't know
away from you, Jim.
I don't know if my buddy Jason Ellis, if he's racing a celebrity class, if he'd want to race against me.
No, I can speak for radio hosts all over the U.S. that are going to be racing in the celebrity division. None of us want you in there, Sarah. You're unwanted.
It just goes to show, Sarah, that guys cannot take getting beat by a girl straight up, okay? Because really, they just want to race against you, but they can't handle it on their ego and pride, let me tell you.
No,
yeah.
I can take getting beat.
No matter what, no guy wants to be beat by a girl.
Yeah.
But hey, when we put that helmet on, we're just like a racer, just like they are.
No, I can take being beat by a girl. The problem is I know none of us are going to have a shot at a win, It's,
That's funny.
That's awesome.
So,
hey, Sarah, did you get that last email with those designs that were sent over?
Yeah, I did. Me and Joe have been working on our new Terracross layout of the car, so I'm excited to show you guys whenever that gets released. But hopefully soon I'll be able to share it with everyone, and the 1000 is going to look really cool. I'm stoked for it. We're going to have BitTorrent on the side as well as USB and Optimus Power Sports starters. IMG Motorsports will be a part of the Terracross car too this year, so I'm very excited, and I'll be racing that car, but even after, we're keeping that car, and I think it has its own little journey it's going to go on with BitTorrent, so that's going to be exciting to see what actually happens with the aftermath of my Terracross car this year.
Yeah, I heard.
Cool.
I heard you might be kicking James to the curb and telling him to get his own ride this year.
Yeah, last year we were working.
She did that after last season.
Okay.
She informed me.
What's that, Joe?
She informed me after last season that they need their own cars this year.
Okay.
Yeah, sharing the car with James, we're both, really aggressive drivers, but we actually handled it pretty well. We took good care of our one car we shared, but, man, 10 minutes in between to fix whatever happens is a very short amount of time, so we honestly didn't even get to eat a snack during a Terracross day because we were so busy just, constantly on the track, back and forth, fixing the car. And,
Yeah, you're in that tent all day there, Sarah.
Yeah, we did not stop. And there was for sure some bloody knuckles. And James is excited to come back. He's going to be racing something. So we both will be there, loud and proud, power couple.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Excited to have you guys back. September 10th and 11th, Heydays 50th anniversary. Yeah, super pumped to get things kicked off. There's actually a press release. I think it's going out this week with all the details, scheduling. Got some big announcements coming next Tuesday right here on the Jim Beaver show that will pertain to Heydays and something really big, 200 plus feet big. So going to be excited to get that out there and some talking points as well.
Yeah, it's Heydays was a ton of fun. That was my favorite round last year. I mean, all of them had their moments, but Heydays, there's just something about the atmosphere. I know all of us, I don't know, we all had a good time. There was the Fox party we were all at, and I don't know, just everything about that event. It's got me definitely looking forward here in a couple of weeks.
It is really cool event.
Yeah. 50th anniversary, estimated 50,000 people coming this year. on average, we have 42,000 people, but 50,000 people, looking at for this season. And what a great, exciting way to kick off our season this year with Terracross and the CBS Sports Network television show. It's just going to be exciting. Mystic Lubricants is the title sponsor of this event, and they have, they're great racers, and, coming out here with Levi LaValle and Daryl Rapp and Colton Moore and Mickey Thomas, and it's going to be super, super fun to get this first event kicked off here.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Joe. Well, I appreciate the time, buddy. We got to take a short break. I know Sarah's hanging out. Her, Amy, and I, we got lots to talk about in the next segment. But thanks for everything, Joe. And I know we got a big segment coming next week.
That sounds great.
Bye,
Sarah, good luck. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. See you later, Joe. Thank you.
All right. See you, Amy. Bye.
All right. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here. Got my good friend Sara Price on the line. I got done talking a little Terracross, and we're switching gears here, Sara. So I know Amy kind of primed the pump there. I saw the press release out this morning, but give us the lowdown now. I mean, now you can get this off your chest. I know you've been talking about it, to me for, a couple of weeks now, and hey, something big's coming. Now you can finally talk about it, right?
Yeah, It's all still a blur to me, honestly. I'm on cloud 9, and someone needs to pinch me because it all still doesn't feel real. But, yeah, it's kind of nuts how it all started. You know, I raced my Razor at Robbie Gordon's City and Super Truck in the Sandsport show about 2 or 3 years ago, and it grabbed his attention where he had called me, and he kind of planted the seed where he wants me in one of his trucks. And at the time, he had a company on board and everything, so he was going to market me and whatever, but he had a falling out with them to where, man, then I was just kind of like, okay, well, I really still want this, and so how am I going to make it happen? And now, 2 years later, I'm sitting here, and I just signed with USC, United Fiber and Data, for a full year of stadium super trucks, and it's honestly a dream come true.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's so amazing, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Well, and I know here like a month and a half ago, you got wind, your good friends at BitTorrent, had helped put this program together. It was just a one-off, right? And you were pumped on that, just being able to do a one-off. I saw the times. I mean, I think you beat Paul Tracy at one of the rounds, so it just steamrolled into this, huh?
Yeah, so BitTorrent, it's so funny how that relationship started. He actually found me through Craigslist because he bought my old race car. And he was like, I really want to sponsor you. And so then I was like, okay, like, what is your company? And he started telling me, and I was like, oh, I've heard of BitTorrent. And one thing led to another, and I wasn't even, this last year, it wasn't in the plans to, execute my plan with SST yet, but I was like, preparing for 2017, and I was kind of like in 2016 doing all this random awesomeness, but I really wanted to be in the SST seat. And so I told BitTorrent, I was like, hey, I have enough money in my savings account. I'm going to go ahead and pay for this one round, and I just want to show people that I can do it, and I belong there, and hopefully it opens the door for other avenues, and it reserves me a seat full time, and just kind of just put my foot in the door. And they looked at me and they said, no, we're going to pay for it. We believe in you, and we want to be a part of this. And so they funded the bill, and I got to race my first SST race. And I couldn't have asked for a better result at my first race. It's hard driving those trucks, so the fact I kept it scratchless and even led a few laps was just insane in my mind.
Yeah, well, and people don't understand going in there. I mean, it's a spec truck, but you've got guys like Robbie and Sheldon Creed who, they've been in these things since the beginning, and they've got, hundreds and hundreds of miles behind the wheel. For somebody like you to come in, even with a little bit of training with Robbie, or out at a track, or, half a day or a day worth of testing, it's still not the miles these other guys have in there. So, you're already playing from behind, even though it's the same truck, just because they're so familiar with it. So that's what, when I see somebody like you go into SST, to me, you finishing where you did is a win. I mean, because I don't think anybody expects you, the first round to go out and win. I don't care who you are. It's tough.
Oh, yeah. I for sure agree. Those trucks they're one-to-one steering, so they're very twitchy, very fast turn, and the body roll is insane on them. And there's little quirks about them that, of course, the more seat time you have in them, the better way you can execute your plan to be able to come out on top at the end of the race. But before that halfway caution, it's pretty much just saving your truck. And then after the halfway caution, all hell breaks loose. And then 2 laps to go, it's a whole nother story. So it's been a great experience, a crazy experience. A lot of people, I don't think, think I was going to go out there and do well, because a lot of people crash out their first race in the truck because they don't know it and they're unfamiliar with how it handles. But I just stayed calm, and I know I have the talent inside that I just had to kind of let that come out and take over, and I did that, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, and I know talking about UFD, we're going to have Bill Hynes on, and after you, I'm super stoked on doing that interview. But I talk about an amazing company to be signed with. I mean, they're very involved with Andretti, on the IndyCar side of things. The owner races SST and EXR, but I just look at them. I mean, they're involved with Andretti's Red Bull GRC program to an extent. This is an awesome company. I mean, with their hands in so many different motorsports to be a part of.
Yeah, Bill is incredible. I got to beat him at my first SST round and race with him. And, yeah, it's been pretty crazy getting to know Bill. He's a very smart businessman, and he's a great racer as well. He's a very much a part of the Andretti's IndyCar program, and he also sponsors fellow motorcycle rider Twitch, Steinberg, Mr. Jeremy, and as well as now my manager, Paul Morris from Australia. He is also another teammate of ours that will be racing SST as the third trip.
Nice. Well, and talking about that, I know you just went down to Australia too, right?
Yeah, so it's like I'm telling you, I'm on Cloud 9 still. I got home from Toronto, and I had one night in my own bed. And then I got a phone call the next morning like, hey, can you be to Australia? I want you to do this commercial on the SST, and I want to get to know you a little better because we have some plans for you. And then I came home from Australia with the deal with USD and a management.
Wow.
So it's pretty nuts, all of it, and I'm super pumped, and yeah, I couldn't. I'm just excited just to get back in the truck. Honestly, that's all I can't wait for.
Yeah, it's been a crazy month for you, man, and it's the easiest way to put it. But looking at Charlotte, I've been there to the dirt track. It's a gnarly setup there. I was there for Global Rallycross, but Stadium Super Trucks is looking at the videos of Robbie. Talk about a huck they've got built over like a school bus.
Yeah, Robbie's nuts. He is that guy. I don't think he's afraid of anything. He goes for it. And I saw that jump, and I was like, okay, this looks fun. So I know some people are kind of nervous, but I don't know if that jump's actually going to be there when we race. But I'm excited to bring the SST to dirt because of all the short course experience I do have the last 2 years. It'll be kind of cool to see how that works with coming into my old stomping grounds, but yet in a different vehicle.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's. I'm sure the dirt will definitely make things a little bit easier. I mean, and I look at SST and and I look at what you've done in Terracross, and I mean, the tracks in SST are gnarly, especially when they get to dirt and you see jumps like that. And Terracross is pretty gnarly. It's like you take Terracross and you ramp it up a few notches, you know what I mean, with the horsepower, and then you've got Stadium Super Trucks. So I think you're going to be right at home.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting, and so BitTorrent's been following me from the beginning of this journey, and they've been doing a documentary on it that gets released, I believe, in like 2 days. So that'd be kind of cool for people to see like inside and see my journey coming up to this point now where I signed with USD full time. So it's pretty. I like almost wanted to cry when I saw it. So it's pretty emotional. It's just a rad thing that has happened, and a lot of people only wish for dreams to come true, but the fact that it is I'm super grateful. I'm pumped to be surrounded by the amazing companies and people that have stepped up for me. So.
Yeah. Well, the thing I take away from this, and and I'm sure Amy can attest to this, but people, and we've talked about this on air, but people in our, in this generation and people hunting for sponsors and to make, deals and things happen, everybody wants it instantaneous, like right now, like tomorrow, and you talking about this, I mean, and talking about Robbie, I mean, this was a 2 or 3 year process. This wasn't an overnight deal. And I think people need to understand that and understand the way motorsports work. I mean, I've shook hands with somebody, and it isn't until 3 years later that I actually sign with their company and things like that. And people have to understand there's a process, and these things don't, happen overnight.
No, they don't. And it takes a lot of hard work and being persistent. And I think anyone who's dealt with me knows that they're kind of like, okay, let's see what this girl's about. And then I just kind of like, okay, I'm ready, ready to work, And they see all the hard work I put into it. And I think that's what kind of, sets it to the next stage. And it's very important. And even once you get that big deal and when you get your one break, that's not the end of it. You got to work even harder then, and you got to prove yourself and stay on top.
Yeah. Once you get the big break, then you have to deliver, the big ROI, and it's like, oh man, just because you got the deal doesn't mean it's forever.
Yeah, exactly.
And what people also don't really understand, who aren't part of this industry and kind of look in through social media or whatnot, they don't understand that these life-changing deals and, once-in-a-lifetime opportunities don't just get handed to you. You know, Sarah, you don't really tell people enough, but you started racing since you were just a little girl, and you had the pedigree and the, you know, discipline and the ability to really kind of adapt to whatever, and you worked hard your whole life, you know, not this last couple years, but, you know, you can really jump from 2 wheels to 4 and be able to master your craft because you have such a, you know, you're so talented, and that's what people don't understand is that this is years and years and years and years of hard work built up to be able to, you know, do what you do now. And I think that's why you get these amazing deals that you do, is because people see your career and what you've accomplished and know that you'll be able to handle anything, truly.
Oh, thank you, Amy. And yeah, you've known me since before, really, even the motorcross took off for me. I was on 80s when I met you, so you've kind of seen it firsthand, and all this kind of, you know, different walks of life I started taking. And one thing, people think I'm crazy because they're like, what, you're racing cars now? And it's like, yeah, I'm racing, you know, UTVs. And then it's like, oh, no, now I'm racing trucks. And you're like, what? Yeah. I don't know how it happened, but yep, that's what I want to do. And it's been really
funny.
cool.
How, did you ever think, you know, when you were on 80s that you'd ever, I mean, we know us two-wheels are such diehards that we always say if you can't ride 2 wheels, ride 4, like I've always been. So 2 wheels, 2 wheels, 2 wheels, and I never thought that I would ever transition into 4. But, you know, what's that been like for you? Like, did you ever think that you'd be where you are now? And was it an easy transition? And, you know, what's kind of the biggest differences that you find between your, you know, moto life and now 4-wheel life?
Honestly, no. I would have not, like, 5 years ago when I pretty much retired from motocross and X Games took out Women's Super X, I would have never pictured the fact that I'd be in Rocky River Stadium Super Truck Series, but it's really cool because, you know, obviously I'm a racer and racing's my passion, and if it's 2-wheel or 4-wheel, as long as I'm racing or I'm in something with a motor, I'm happy. And, you know, obviously motocross is going to be my first ever passion, and it has a big part of my heart because I put so much time into that. And motocross is not easy. You can't even, you know, lag at all in motocross because that essentially your life because, you know, you're exposed to those crashes where at least I have a cage around me now, so my parents are like, heck yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Sarah. We got to cut things short, but, you know, best of luck to you. I can't wait to catch up with you out at Heydays, and, you know, I'm sure we'll have you on a bit more this fall.
Thanks so much, you guys.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sarah. All right.
All right, bye.
Take it easy. All right, that was Sara Price. We're going to take a short break. Up next, we got Bill Hynes with UFD Racing on the line.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When RJ Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, joined on the line by my friend Bill Hynes with UFD Racing, United Fiber and Data. How's everything going, Bill?
Yeah, pretty good. Just got back from lunch at the Rockfish Public House in York, Pennsylvania, which named a steak after me. It's called the Hynes 57. So just had that. So you know you made it. Had lunch one time with Robbie Gordon in North Carolina. We went to a restaurant and there's a Robbie Gordon steak. I'm like, damn, this guy made it.
Yeah.
So
that's
kind of funny.
Yeah, that's news to me. I know when I've officially made it when I've got a steak named after me. Now, we're not talking like a hamburger. We're talking a full-blown steak, you know?
This is free range, no antibiotics, no steroids, some good shit. Oops, something else. Sorry about that.
No worries, man. No worries.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, man, that's good stuff right there. But, dude, I got to say, I'm stoked to finally have you on the line. Man, I know we've got a bunch of mutual friends. I know, kicking things off, we just had Sara Price on, and she was super stoked to announce that she's part of the UFD family. So, congrats on that. I know, Sara, just a class act. She'll definitely fit the UFD mold perfectly, the next year or two with SST.
Yeah, thank you. Paul Morris, basically how I first came to know Sara was, back in a sand sports show she was mentioning, and, but I didn't get to really officially meet her because I was, I left that race on my back in a stretcher in an ambulance, but, because that kind of stuff happens, but, we were going out for practice in Toronto, and I was like, I'll just tuck behind the champion, Sheldon Creed, during practice, and, basically he balled it up in the first turn. So and I stuck it right into the wall right behind him, so didn't get any laps. I've been sitting in pit lane, and I'm seeing Sara come along following Toby Price, the car champion, and I'm like, damn, she's got really good car control. Seeing her hit the jumps, first jumps ever, and just flat out, and I was really impressed. I found myself just sitting on the wall, like being a fan. So and Paul Morris put that deal together, and Paul came to me. Me and Paul are partners, and really good friends, and, I was like, if I'm going to listen to somebody in racing, it's going to be Paul Morris, Michael Andretti, or Robbie Gordon. I mean, those three guys are, legends in their sports.
Awesome. Yeah, well, congrats on that. I think I should definitely do you guys proud. And, speaking of UFD, I know it's so funny because we got you on air. We had Sara. I know, I think it was like a month and a half back. I had Marco Andretti on the line. So, I mean, literally we got this whole I know Amy's friends with maybe one or two of the UFD girls you have out at some of the rounds. I think Steffi, right? Amy, Sabatka now?
Yep.
Yeah, I know Amy and her are good friends. So, yeah, it's so weird that, we got this whole UFD circle, and it's like finally coming full circle now with you on the line. So, let's talk a little bit. I want to talk about you and SST. I mean, how did that all come together? Obviously, you've got UFD and you've got multiple businesses and things like that. But talk about how you first got into racing and how the whole SST thing came together with Robbie.
Oh, it's a funny story. So basically, I don't like to be told no or like I can't do something. So we were in a business meeting one time, and I was having an argument with an accountant type, and talking about accounting, and just said something like, this is how it should be done. And she's like, hey, listen, I'm a CFO and all this other good stuff. And, I said, well, that's not how it is. So I kind of proved her wrong. And then she's like, you think you could do everything? Like you could get in a race car and race. I said, if I put my mind to it, I could. So then in 2014, I kind of enlisted the help of E.J. Vizo, who was in the Stadium Super Trucks series already and also former IndyCar driver, and got with Robbie, and we trained, and just had a lot of laps and went to Skip Barber school a few times, and got some more training, and then made my debut in SST in Toronto in 2014. So, 2 years later, I'm watching Sara do the same thing. So it was pretty surreal. And so that's pretty much how I got involved with actually driving myself. I always had nice cars and did that, and maybe go-karting with Marco Andretti and different things like that, and Zach Veach and Matthew Brabham, and so always did stuff like that. So first time in a car, I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're not only racing SST, right? You're doing what is it, the EXR series? I think that's like a spec series, right? You show up and drive.
Yeah, EXR is actually a pretty amazing series. It's their first year, and it's the two owners they have there, Roman and David. They have a really good program going on. You kind of show up, you pay your money, and you hand them the keys when you're done. And Alex Premat, who's a V8 supercar driver, and he'll be in the Bathurst 1000 this year, and also Tristan Gauthier, an IndyCar driver. They're running the motorsports side of things over there, and they train you, they give you the data feedback, and really amazing guys over there. And we'll be racing in Sonoma 2 weeks from now, myself and Paul Morris. So we're going to be in that race, so you can come see the Aussie, the dude race out there. And a really nice track. So that's the thing. You get to race in Coda, you get to race Sonoma, Laguna Seca. So they're really putting together a great program. I can't say enough about that. But the SST is our that's what we're most excited about. Robbie Gordon, he's the mad scientist. He put together this concoction that just works. I mean, you look at Facebook likes, he has almost 700,000 likes to IndyCar's 350,000 or something like that. So it's so exciting. We go to Australia, all over the world, and people are just pinned to the fence with their cameras, with their cell phones, and they're not even moving. And it's amazing.
Yeah. Is there any, and I know Robbie, and I've been around Robbie for, I don't know, years, and we share, my first home is kind of where his second home is here in Parker, and I always get a call from him when he's in the area and stuff. Hey, come out, we're testing the Dakar truck, or come here, come there, and I always, anytime Robbie calls, you want to be there because something fun's going to happen, and you never know what it's going to be, but something fun's going to happen. But that being said, you ever show up to any of the Stadium Super Trucks events and look at the jumps or look at anything and go, man, what did I get myself into? Because I know I've had that experience with Robbie before.
Well, yeah, the first SST race that we did on dirt was the Sand Sport Super Show in 2014. Like I said, I left that track on my back, passed out, and basically did a lawn dart, and it was kind of funny because I was like, Robbie, I don't think I could do it again. He goes, sure, you can. Just get back in the truck, just do it. So he puts me in the passenger seat at the next one and just flies over. He goes, that's how you have to do it. So basically I was jumping too short. So then 2015 we go to X Games, and we didn't have that problem anymore. He's like, Bill, you're going too far. You're going just as far as Sheldon. He goes, you got to slow down. So now I don't have that problem. I kind of over-jump shit. So I was just like, wow, I just pin it. Which you got to do sometimes. So you want to clear, especially if I have to clear a school bus now. I don't want to be sitting in the third row of a school bus. Yeah. Saying, come get me out.
Yeah, I was looking at that video, and I'm going, man, that's gnarly. And it's funny because I've been places with Robbie, and he sees something, and there's no nerves, there's no nothing. He just goes and hits it like nothing. He knows the speed, and it's always, it's always like butter the first time he hits it. And it's like, he just knows,
Well, he knows his trucks, and he built very safe trucks. And the thing also he knows, he'll tell you, he'll hit it at 50, hit it at 75, hit it at 100. He'll tell you, and he'll tell you exactly what to do, and it never fails. Like, if you listen to Robbie, and then you got racers that'll just try to tweak the truck, try to do things. They end up into a wall. They blame the truck. They blame everything else, and they totally went away from what Robbie said. I mean, the guy's an expert in off-road. He's a damn off-road legend. And why wouldn't you take his advice? He wants you to put on a great show. And I always say, people, reporters from all over the world, they ask me, how can you explain Stadium Super Trucks? I'm like, it's uncontrolled chaos. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. That's the truth. Well, let's talk about, UFD, because obviously you've got, United Fiber and Data, it's a tech company. You guys doing some amazing things. I mean, And I've been aware of the company for a while. Even Sarah yesterday was telling me, telling me a little bit about the company and some of the stuff that you guys, do, and it's just amazing. But how is motorsports, whether it be IndyCar, Stadium Super Trucks? I mean, you guys are using motorsports to market. Obviously, we see, the blue race vehicles everywhere. I mean, how has motorsports worked to help market that company?
Well, I'll tell you. So with IndyCar, Michael Andretti is a great friend and a huge supporter of UFD. And I went to him back in. I'm from Nazareth, so obviously that's one of the first cities of racing with Mario Andretti from there and everything. And he raised a great family there. And went to Michael and said, hey, I think this is how we should market our company. What says speed, technology, and racing? Like, that's the most similar thing to our technology is all the technology that goes into IndyCar and to racing, all the telemetry, all the data, so it was just a great fit. And what do you have in an IndyCar paddock or a NASCAR paddock in a garage? You have all of these Fortune 100, Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies. You look at any car and there's a million stickers. So what are they potentially? They're potential customers. So, we're able to meet the likes of all of those big companies. And what do they need? They need data. They need data transference. They need a redundant path. They need diversity. And that's what we can provide to all these companies. So for us, it's just not about putting a sticker on a car. It's about getting our message out. So they see, the UFD girls, they see all our cars, that bright, pretty blue, which, interestingly enough, myself and James Hinchcliffe designed that back in 2014. So we designed the whole thing. And Hinch is a great guy. Sad to see him go to a different team. He's definitely an amazing individual. And talk about a guy that came back from adversity, man. That guy was, on the mat. He got himself back up, and he's just a tremendous athlete. So. Yeah,
for sure. All right, so I'm getting. You never know with a show where an interview is going to get headed, but I'm getting text, so I'm gonna give you one guess as to who these questions are for, or are from. But you know him well. But he goes, I'll ask Bill who his favorite competitor is in Stadium Super Trucks. And question number 2, it goes, you're going to switch all your suits and safety gear to Impact, correct?
Who's my favorite competitor?
Robbie
Pierce.
Yeah, exactly.
So Robbie Pierce is, me and him, we somehow always find each other. Also Charles Dorrance, actually. Charles Dorrance, me and him always find each other on the track, and it could be on the damn out lap of warming up, and Charles will bang into me or something like that. I can't wait to get back. And Impact is an amazing, they've made Sarah's suit, they make PJ Jones's suit, so a lot of other, people and racers that come, they make an amazing product there. And, Kelly and Robbie, they got their act together, and, I look forward to, I got measured, so it was definitely uncomfortable, and, I had to get measured between the crotch, but they really went up in there, so
yeah.
Wasn't happy about that one.
Yeah.
But, I can't talk enough about SST. Everyone thinks it's dangerous, but or it's uncontrolled. It's very controlled. Drivers know what we're doing. Robbie, we have safety briefings. Jason at USAC. They got the best of everything. The photographers there, the social media guys. You got Scott Stroop. We call him the Chase Bird, and he's an amazing individual as well. Chris Hecht running in the back office stuff, and it's just Robbie has a first-class organization, just like Michael Andretti does. You can't say enough about Michael Andretti. So, you got two people that I would question, like, you can't find two people that love racing more than Michael Andretti and Robbie Gordon.
Yeah.
Look at what they both have done for the motorsport community. So for me to be around those guys, and both of those guys are out there, putting UFD to the forefront and trying to get us customers. And, hey, to get us customers, that's more money we can put back into motorsports and bring, up-and-coming people like Sara Price, And the one thing I want to say about Sara Price is, I look at her and I see, I have 3 beautiful daughters, Brianna, who's 14, Kaylee, who's 12, and Shayna, who's 11. And what better role model than to see a female badass like Sara Price that my girls can look at and say, I can do anything because she's doing it,
Yeah.
And that's how, and I'll tell you right now, none of the SST drivers, we didn't look at Sarah and like, oh, here's a female. No, they're like, oh, here's a racer. And we respected her from day one. And, and it was great to see her take the lead when Paul Tracy stuffed it in the wall. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, and Paul's a hell of a driver, so that's it's saying a lot for.
But he had her in his mirrors.
Yeah,
I guess he got a little nervous with her behind her. So.
Yeah, exactly. No. Sarah's definitely a class act. I've known her for quite some time, and she's definitely good people. Stoked to see her part of UFD. Stoked to have you on the air, man. The only thing I can say is between Robbie and myself, we got to get you out to a desert race, man. We got to get you in the dirt out here.
Trying. He wants me to come pre-run. He wants me to do everything else. And Sarah and now Twitch Stenberg, who's an amazing individual. They're trying to get me on motorcycles. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch.
Yeah.
I'm like not getting on two wheels.
Yeah.
So
I'll text you. I'll text you off air. I got something that might be right up your alley out here in the Southwest. Just come out and drive, dude. It would be fun. But we'll talk later on that. But I appreciate you taking the time to call in, buddy. Good luck, and we'll definitely have to catch up more often.
Absolutely. Anytime you want me on, just give me a call, and I'll give you updates on UFD and updates on, all things UFD and motorsports and stuff like that. So if you're at an IndyCar race, an EXR race, or an SST race, come and say hi, everybody, and, make sure you look for Paul Morris, myself, and Sara Price, and we'll have hero cards and autographs and everything else like that for you.
All right, sounds good. I think I'll probably be out at the Sand Sports show this year, so doing some signings and stuff like that. So we'll definitely have to catch up.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. We come back, Amy and I, we're going to wrap things up here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris RZR XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle and Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound of the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, and wrapping things up. And I don't know, we've been all over the globe and back again in 2 hours, Hood. Another fun ride.
Definitely. What a great lineup we had today. A little bit of everything, and it's cool to get owners on board to talk about the athletes and have the athletes on too.
Yeah, that was cool the way that worked out, and just something that I don't know, it was just something that worked out. It ended up being awesome, and super stoked. I mean, obviously we had Jim Riley, we had Bill on, and everything else, but I just super happy for Sara Price. I mean, you and I both know her. I've known her for a while. You've known her a lot longer than I have, but just a A+ human being, and just a super sweet person, and pumped for her and all the good things that are coming her way.
Definitely, most definitely.
So
pretty cool to watch my friends' evolutions of their careers. I've been a part of this game for so long. Like, a lot of people don't know that I used to. I grew up with Ryan Denby racing 80s here in Minnesota when he was on Team Green, and Sara Price when she was also on Team Green, just a little girl in Vegas when I met her. So it's been really cool to be a part of this industry as long as I have. Like, I consider myself a vet, and it's pretty sad, but I've seen so many cool transitions and just watch my friends and my own career kind of change and develop, and it's really cool to see who sticks with it and who has the persistence and the dedication and the love for the sport like Sara has to take it to all edges and crevices that she can, and it's really cool.
Yeah, well, and I know you and I haven't talked about you much, but speaking of those things, I know good things are coming for you. So fans of Amy Hood, definitely good things are coming her way, and definitely a change of pace. So I know we're biting our tongue at this point, but hopefully in the next month or two we can start talking.
I know, it would be really cool. But I'm excited this week. Tomorrow I'm having my first of a few camp motos. I teach motocross schools, and this is kind of my new transition is right now just having a couple of these little camp motos. Tomorrow I'm having my first one for the little kids, 50 cc's, or 150s and under, just beginners. But I'm looking to have a couple 2 to 3 day ones over the weekend where parents can drop their kids off, and they can have basically a summer camp but on 2 wheels, and we'll have a lot of fun and doing all kind of summer camp-related things, swimming, bonfires, camping, but then also moto during the day. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Awesome. Definitely keep us in the loop on that. Can't wait to hear about it next week. I love when you get the little Groms on there. That's my favorite. You post up the pictures of you and the little Groms, and that's freaking awesome. But, we got to wrap things up here. Upcoming events, we got more motocross, Vegas to Reno. Don't forget, I'll be live from Vegas to Reno Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific for an hour with Team General Tire. We got Torque Crandon coming up, Stadium Super Trucks, Red Bull GRC, Rally America. And don't forget, use that coupon code at Dirtfish, JB Dirtfish, for 15% off all classes at Dirtfish. Got to give a shout-out to Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, Casey Highlights, Gibson, Exhaust, Dirtfish, MTX, Impact, Terracross, Blue Water Resort and Casino. Thanks to Sara Price, Joe Duncan, Bill Hynes, and Jim Riley. Give me a follow at JimBeaver15 on Instagram and Twitter. It's at AmyHood71 on Instagram and Twitter. Those back episodes available at downanddirtyshow.com. Download our app and make sure and subscribe on iTunes. Give us those reviews. Like seeing those. So I don't know. I'm going to sign off. Hood, you got anything before we go?
No, just have fun at Vegas to Reno, and please keep our friend Jackie in your prayers and thoughts as she has a long road of recovery. And, think about it this weekend in that race.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week, and see you from Vegas to Reno Thursday. Take care, and game on.